Hello and welcome to the No Name Prayer Podcast. I am your host, Monica. Today is Ash Wednesday. Also, happy Valentine's Day. Today is the first day of Lent, and I want you to join me in praying. We're going to do a reflection during Lent, and the name of the book is Lenten Companion, Walking with Jesus to Jerusalem. It's from the ascensionpress.com by Father Mark. And I do have to tell you that today's episode is going to be a little bit long. I'm going to I'm not going to read the entire introduction, just what he writes about approaching prayer. And it says, as you dedicate yourself to prayer this Lent, there is no better safeguard than a good plan. We recommend using the 5 W's to make a plan. Here's how they work. Every Sunday, look at your calendar and write your plan for the next 6 days. Make the plan specific by answering the 5 W questions. When, where, what, who, why. When will I spend time with Jesus? Where will I spend time with Jesus? What are Jesus and I going to do together? Who will hold me accountable for my time with Jesus? Why am I prioritizing my time with Jesus? So with your plan in place, you may find these steps helpful when praying with scripture and other texts. So prepare. Read the text once to get familiar with the words. If you're praying imaginative prayers, read through the whole scene. Then slowly read the text a second time. Pay attention to how you feel as you read. Notice which words strike you. If the text sets a scene, enter it with the people mentioned. Imagine the scene in as much detail as possible. Sometimes it helps to read the passage a third time. Enter it fully, lingering with it until it feels right to move on. Acknowledge. You have read the text. You have entered the scene. Now acknowledge what stirs within you. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and desires. They are important. Relate. When you have acknowledged what is going on inside your heart, relate that to God. Don't just think about your questions, feelings, and desires. Don't just think about God or how God might react. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what you think. Tell him what you want. Share all your thoughts with him. Receive. When you have shared everything with God, it's time to receive from him. Listen to what he is telling you. It could be a subtle voice you hear. It could be a memory that pops up. Maybe he invites you to reread the scripture passage. Perhaps he invites you into a still, restful silence. Trust that God is listening to you and receive what he wants to share with you. Stay here for as long as you desire. Respond. Now respond. Your response could be continuing your conversation with God or resolving to do something. It could be tears or laughter. Respond to what you are receiving. Journal. The last step is to journal. Keep a record of what your prayer is like. Your journal entry does not have to be lengthy. It can be a single word or sentence about what God told you or how the day's meditation struck you. No matter how you do it, journaling will help you walk more intentionally with God this Lent. We have provided space for you to journal every day at the end of every week. Commit. Making a commitment is the first step in transforming your prayer life. This season, with the Lenten Companion, Walking with Jesus to Jerusalem, is your perfect chance to begin. I would suggest that you get the book if you can. And a notebook. I like keeping a notebook just to journal. And sometimes I have I have a notebook in my car, I have one in my bedroom, I have one on my desk, in my home office. Only because there are times when the Lord might speak to me, or if I have something that I need to get off my chest, I write it down and I just tell him. Or if something triggered me to feel a type of way or whatever it is, it's just helpful. But I do recommend that you have a journal. You keep a journal for this. You can buy a notebook or something from, I don't know, dollar store. So let's begin. Ash Wednesday. Determined. Just a beautiful picture of a man with his hand extended. And I'm assuming this is Jesus here. Person. Then Jesus told his disciples, "If any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Matthew 16, verse 24. In the first paragraph of his first encyclical, Pope Benedict XVI writes, "Being Christian is not the result of an ethical choice or a lofty idea, but the encounter with an event, a person which gives life a new horizon and a decisive direction." The piercing simplicity of these words is deeply moving. Being Christian is not about me. Being Christian is not about my choice for God. Being Christian cannot be defined by rules or rituals, nor can it be summed up in policies or piety. Of course, all these things are a part of the holy order of Catholicism. But being Christian is essentially about a person, and his name is Jesus. Christianity is about Jesus, a person. It has been this way from the beginning. When Jesus called his disciples, his invitation was, "Follow me." Matthew 4, verse 19, Luke 5, verse 27, John 1, verse 43. When he taught them the truth, he explicitly said, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me." John 14, verse 6. No other religious leader in history has intentionally placed a focus on himself. However, Jesus continually places himself at the center of faith. When we encounter this person, our lives change. Peter, a simple fisherman, was a seasoned master at reading nature and people. His life changed because he encountered a person. Mary Magdalene was a wounded soul possessed by demons. Her life changed because she encountered a person. The lives of sinners, outcasts, the ignored, and the forgotten were transformed because they encountered a person. For each of them, the encounter with an event, a person, gave life a new horizon and a decisive direction. If Christianity is about a person, that means Lent is also about a person. Lent is not simply about prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Those disciplines help us focus on what we need to focus on, namely a person. Lent is about a person. Lent is about Jesus. I invite you today to join me on a journey. Over the next 40 days, we will spend our lives with a person. We'll eat with him, walk with him, and laugh with him. We will listen to his words of mercy and witness sinners' hearts transformed. We will see him push boundaries and expand our understanding of love. We will feel the liberation of those who were bound and taste the shock of the religious authorities. We will come to love this person, Jesus, who will ultimately be betrayed, imprisoned, tortured, and crucified. This is your invitation. This is your Lent. Welcome to the journey. Welcome to the encounter with a person who gives life, a new horizon, and a decisive direction. For your prayer. After reading today's meditation, stay here in this prayerful place for another 10 minutes. In silence, ask yourself, what do I really want from God this Lent? And close your eyes, and in the silence, tell the Lord what you want from Him this season. I would suggest you pause the recording, the episode, and spend your 10 minutes with Jesus and come back to these questions. What words stood out to you as you prayed? What did you find stirring in your heart? This is what you're going to journal about. Have a blessed day.